What's up, everybody? Welcome to my new video. Today we are going to be learning how to do web scraping. So in the last video we chose a tutorial, and here we're following that tutorial. Now I've read a little bit of it now. Let's go ahead and kind of, you know, get to know the HTTP just a little bit. We're not going to become experts just yet, but just to get to know it, see what it means and whatnot. This is essentially what an HTTP request would be. But then down here they have something like, let's see, host. The header indicates a host name, user agent, anything to part with. We want to get straight to the code now, but waiting a little bit. Web browser on Mac OS. Accept. This is a list of MIME types. I don't know what that is, but there is a link to that. A cookie. That is, we kind of do know, right? Accept cookies when you go to a website. Refer. The refer header. Please note the typo. And the list goes on. A server will respond with something like this. Yeah, so you have your HTTP, not HTTP, your HTML, your head, body, and so on. On the first line, we have a new piece of information. The HTTP with 200 OK, don't know what that is. A code of 200 means the request was properly handled. Alright, number one. Oof. Okay, so we have a bunch of code. And I don't know if are we gonna use beautiful soup or no. Let's go ahead and build this out right here. It doesn't say what it should be named, so we're just gonna go ahead and say, we'll just say step 1 dot py, and go ahead and import socket and so forth. I'm gonna type it out manually just to get some typing practice in. I have a feeling that this is like server stuff. I mean, it literally is server stuff, but I mean like this would be like backend. It feels weird not typing semicolons. Also, when you create some sort of a variable, you don't need to say what it's gonna be. You just kind of create it. Also kind of weird. Alright, now we start getting into the while loops. While true. There's actually a class right there at school where they teach you like backend. It's like, I think it's like cybersecurity or something like that. Or maybe the class is called networking. I forgot the name of it. Alright, on to the last line, and there it is. Now to run it, I don't know. Where are we gonna run this? This might be a terminal thing. Alright, to run, how do you run? I think it's Python 3. And then just the name of it. Step 1.py. Okay, so 400 bad request. So it did run. Let me actually, before everything runs, let's do our classic hello world. It's been a minute since I've done Python, so let's just make sure that I'm running it correctly. Okay, so it does run. That's how you run it. Python 3, or depending. I think if it's Python version 2, then you just do Python and then the name. But since it's 3, I think Python 4 is coming soon, but I'm not sure about that. Now that we have an HTTP response, the most basic way to extract data from it is to use regex. I hope it explains regex, but then it goes on to beautiful soup, because regex is so like special. Like there might even be people that just do regex for a living, because regex it's that. It's like its own language. It's essentially, it's not a programming language, but it's like its own, skill. This is regex right here. So this, I believe is the beginning. This is the ending. And you're just catching, let's say, digits. I think that's one or more. And then you're catching, you have backslash dot, so you want a dot. And then a digit, you want 2 digits. So it looks like right here you just want, let's actually, yeah, let's do this here. If you only have the HTML, it's a bit trickier, but not all that much more. Yeah, because every web page, the HTML is going to be a little bit different, even though the basics of HTML is pretty much the same for most websites. But yeah, every website, it's going to be a little bit different. So we're just going to go ahead and comment that out. And then at the very bottom, we'll go ahead and print this out right here. So we're going to have just price, that's our HTML if we were to have HTML for whatever reason. The funny thing is right here that when you use, you know, single quotes, when you use single quotes, you can do a string. Usually in C++, single quotes means it's a character. Okay, so now we're getting anything in between a paragraph. Then, okay, let me make the closers. Oh, okay, because I want to use a forward slash, I need to backslash that forward slash. Because if I don't, then the forward slash, I believe, means something. We're making a group now. So the group is anything. So the dot is anything. Catch anything and then 1 or more. And that should be it. Then second parameter, we're going to have HTML content. If m, so we catch anything. Print it out. Group 1, this probably comes from the match. Let's go ahead and run that and see what happens. Gotta save it, of course, before running it. And there it is. It printed everything in here. So if I was to, you know, I don't know, write whatever. Save that, run it again. And there it is. And so those are the basics for step 1. We're going to go ahead and leave it right here. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a good ass day. Peace out.